It starts quietly, not with desire, but with a hunger you don't talk about, a hunger you can barely even understand. You tell yourself it's natural, it's normal, it's human. And yes, it is. But in our time, lust doesn't arrive the way it used to. It doesn't come from connection or chemistry or a moment that truly mattered. It comes from a screen, a glow, a swipe, a glimpse, a stimulus designed to bypass your mind and go straight for your nervous system. We think that uncontrollable lust is about sex, but what if it's really about escape? It's that feeling of something pulling you in when life feels completely overwhelming. It's the search for relief when your emotions feel too heavy to carry. It's the attempt to fill a space inside you never learned how to name. Lust becomes a door, the fastest door your brain has access to. And once you've opened it enough times, you find the door starts opening by itself. The digital world just amplifies this. Everything is immediate. Everything is available. Bodies become content. Desire becomes a dopamine machine. You don't have to be vulnerable to feel stimulated. You don't have to be truly seen to feel wanted. You don't have to risk real connection to experience a sense of intensity. And once your brain learns this shortcut, it becomes incredibly hard to walk away from it. You think the lust is uncontrollable because it feels so powerful. But the truth is, it's uncontrollable because it's easy. Because it asks nothing of you. It requires no courage, no honesty, no intimacy. Real connection, that demands exposure. Digital lust demands nothing. It's the perfect hiding place for a mind that doesn't want to feel. But beneath that escape, something else grows. Something darker. The more you rely on easy desire, the harder real intimacy becomes. Real people start to feel complicated. Real relationships feel agonizingly slow. Real emotions feel overwhelming. Your body might be triggered by the images, but your heart is starving. That's the part no one ever talks about. The part that's underneath the hunger. The part that hurts. This is when digital lust becomes uncontrollable. When your emotions have nowhere else to go. When your loneliness curdles into longing. When your stress turns into avoidance. When your shame turns into secrecy. Lust becomes the only language your mind has left to say what it really means. I need connection. I need touch. I need understanding. I need to feel human again. You're not broken for feeling this way. You're overwhelmed. You're overstimulated. You're exhausted. You're running from a pain you haven't named yet. And lust feels like the one place where the world finally quiets down, even if it's only for a moment. Uncontrollable lust is rarely about desire. It's about disconnection. It's what happens when your mind learns to chase intensity instead of intimacy. The digital world sells intensity by the second. Images, bodies, fantasies that promise to satisfy a need you don't realize is emotional, not sexual. You think you're craving pleasure, but deep down, you're craving something else. To feel alive, to feel wanted, to feel powerful, to feel anything other than empty. When you're lonely, lust becomes louder. When you're stressed, it becomes easier. When you're emotionally starved, it becomes comforting. This is how a pattern forms, not because you love the lust, but because you don't know where else to put the feelings underneath it. Many people who struggle with digital lust grew up without safe emotional closeness. They were never taught how to communicate desire, how to express vulnerability, how to feel comfortable being seen, so they learned to seek intensity without exposure. Lust fills the gap where intimacy should be. But the deeper trap is psychological. Your brain begins to confuse stimulation with connection. You start associating arousal with relief, desire with escape, pleasure with numbness. Over time, your nervous system becomes overstimulated, and real intimacy feels too slow, too quiet, too human. You start wanting more stimulation but feeling less satisfaction. You go deeper into lust but further away from yourself. And here's the part most people never admit. After the moment passes, the emptiness returns, stronger. You feel ashamed, hollow, disconnected. Not because you wanted too much, but because you settled for too little. Healing begins when you separate lust from loneliness, when you stop treating desire like a distraction and start seeing it as a signal from the parts of you that feel unseen and untouched. You don't need more stimulation. You need more truth. You need more presence. You need more connection, not with screens, but with yourself. Because uncontrollable lust isn't a flaw, it's a symptom of emotional hunger, unmet needs, unprocessed pain. When you address the wound beneath it, the urge loses its power, the hunger becomes quieter, and for the first time you learn what real intimacy feels like. Not intensity, not escape, but the courage to be seen without running from yourself. You're not fighting lust, you're fighting loneliness disguised as desire, and you don't have to fight it alone.